Welcome to the Networking with Michelle podcast, the show dedicated to providing you with life strategies with a little bit of entrepreneur advice. Here we believe in the Jim Rohn quote, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Hey everyone, welcome to the Networking with Michelle show. I'm your host, Michelle Ngome. I hope your week is going well. Hope your day is going well whenever you decide to listen to it. I hope all is well with you. Peace and blessings. Just from the beginning, I want to wish you peace and blessings. It's been a stressful week. So as I'm releasing that stress, that energy, and decompressing by doing the thing I love to do, I just want to wish you well and thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. It's much appreciated. Before we get started, I want to remind you of my new partnership with Covve. It's a contact management app. If you haven't downloaded it already, I want to encourage you to do so. If you're looking for a smart way, an efficient way to manage your contacts, network, nurture these relationships. You know my whole premise, network, navigate, and nurture. Covve is the app for you. That's Covve. If you go to the website, Covve.com/Michelle Ngome, you can sign up for the pro version, get the first month free. Yes, you sign up under me, Covve.com/Michelle Ngome. You get the pro version first month for free. After that, it's less than $10. You're a young Black professional making that money, doing highly successful, highly favorable. So what is $7.99, $9.99 a month in order for you to build your network? You build your network, you build your wealth. So I want to encourage you once again, check out Covve, Covve.com/Michelle Ngome. Sign up for the pro version. And yes, this is available for Apple and Android. So last week I had a chance to speak at the Black MBA. We did, we as an AAMA, we did a collaboration called Maximizing Your Networking Ability. And this was a specific topic because the Black MBA conference is next week, September 24th through the 28th. And so they always, try to have a topic centered around networking and professional development, specifically geared toward the conference to get people ready. And it was just a full circle moment. I'm so appreciative, so grateful for the collaboration, the platform, the opportunity, the grace to go back home, right? I like saying home because, all of this leadership, entrepreneurship, all of it started with the Black MBA. All of it started with Hall YP, Urban League Young Professionals. So anytime I can go back and, share a few words of encouragement, my experience, whatever the case may be, it feels good to pour back into the community. So I wanted to bless you with my presentation, Maximizing Your Networking Ability. It's about a little less than an hour. It's about, 50 minutes. Hopefully everything comes out clear, a little laughter. I also want to let you know in the middle, I talk about LinkedIn, and I was kind of walking around the room in the back of the room. If you lose the sound quality a bit, but basically LinkedIn, if you have the app on your phone and you use your GPS signal, your location signal, if you turn that on, this is great for networking. When you're in a room, you can go to the LinkedIn app and search nearby, and it will pick up the individuals in the room, and you can connect with them quickly versus searching their name and all that kind of stuff. So I talk about that in the middle. You may lose some of the sound quality. When we get to that part, then I'll jump back. And I must say, I wrote my book, Network, Navigate, and Nurture in 2014. Literally, wow. Wow, God is good. It's been 5 years. That just hit me. God, that book has carried me. That book has presented so many opportunities to me. I didn't even know what I was doing. It was one of those things where I was like, man, if I don't do anything else, I have to write this book. I just have to get it out of me. And here we are 5 years later, and that book is still blessing me. And, this, I don't really talk about networking anymore. I kind of moved into the personal branding, but it did feel good to go back to my book, my material, like old presentations and handouts, and just, focus, reread that material and focus on networking tips. And I think networking is an easy topic. It's usually the first topic people go to when it comes to speaking. So I always try to find ways to bring some new information, some valuable, some creative information. That way people don't get bored. And I really think we had a good time. I really think we had a good time during this presentation. And what I love the most, I feel like I was coming into my own. I feel like I have a journey. I know I'm going off a tangent here, but just bear with me. I know, like, lots of times when I listen to speakers like Lisa Nichols and Les Brown, like, they have stories, entrepreneur stories and personal stories. And I feel like I'm getting to that point in my life where I have stories to share. Like, I have a true networking journey versus in the beginning where I was straight tactics. It's like step 1, step 2, step 3. But now I can, like, this is how, not just how I network, but this is truly the development of our relationship, the benefits of our relationship. And I'm able to share that. And once again, all of it started with the Black MBA and RYP. Oh man, I'm grateful. I am grateful for life, love, and opportunity. So without further ado, maximizing your networking ability with AAMA and the Black MBA Association.
She's written books. One was The Network, Navigate, and Nurture, The Equation to Strategic Networking. And she also wrote Success Undefined, Reject Your Fears and Frame Your Success. She hosts a Networking with Michelle show where she interviews experts in life and business strategies. And Michelle's had numerous contributions that have been featured in publications like Entrepreneur Inc., the Chicago Tribune, and Yahoo Finance. So she's very accomplished, and I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to say tonight. So join me in giving her a warm welcome, Michelle Ngome.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
No pressure, huh? After reading.
Well, I build you up so, you get some momentum when you get up there.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right. So I'm more of a walk around, touch and feel kind of person, so is that okay?
Absolutely.
So it's definitely good to be here. So it's absolute pleasure and honor to be home. Been with the Black MBA since 2013, I believe, 2013. So I want to share with you my networking journey, right? So you heard in my bio, wrote a book on networking, talked on podcasts, and I talked to Michelle. So I'm all things networking, right? But the Black MBA is what laid the foundation for me. So it was in 2012, I decided to go to grad school. Anytime we make that decision, it's like we want to grow our career, or maybe we want to transition into another career, right? And I was going to take online classes, and I knew since I wasn't going to have the traditional grad school experience, I needed to find a way to adopt and network. So I decided to join the Houston area Urban League Young Professionals. You call back me, remember this class already? Good. And then I joined the Black MBA Association. So I got highly involved, and then I think towards the end of that year, 2013, both of the organizations were looking for board members. So I became a board member, marketing and PR co-chair for the Houston Area Urban League, and then I was the corresponding secretary for the Black MBA. So that's what I mean when I say it feels good to be. Okay, so I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I've been putting in work. Okay, that's just the work before we get to the networking. But what I realized when I got involved with both of these organizations, but I'm going to focus on Black MBA tonight, it really laid the foundation for me, right? And at that time, it's like I just wanted to be of service, right? I knew I needed a network, but I didn't know who, what, when, where, and how. I was like, I just need to do something. So getting involved, especially when you step into leadership roles, it increases your visibility. Okay, that's the best thing that happened to me. So I'm getting involved, I'm sending out the newsletter so everyone knows my name. It's like, I'm trying to get your emails. I'm like, okay. And then building those relationships allowed me to start my company, Line 25 Consulting. So I quit corporate, 2013, quit corporate, went rogue, launched a business, graduated with my master's of marketing, and I thought I was ready for the world, and I didn't know nothing. But it's been a journey. But with my business, I was able to launch my business because of the work I put in here. This is not just the people, but also the skills that I learned by being a correspondence secretary, sending out the newsletter, managing social media, things of that nature. So fast forward, going to these events, we have events every month. People will come up to me and like, Michelle, how do you know so many people? How do you start a conversation? How do you get business cards? And I'm like, I don't know, I just do it, right? It's just natural to do it. But what I did, I took all of those questions people were asking me, and I wrote my book, Network, Navigate, and Nurture, the Equations to Strategic Network. When I started promoting that book, through different interviews, people were like, this is good, you should start a podcast. And I'm like, okay. So, I don't try to use a lot of great power. So we're gonna call it Networking with Michelle. We're gonna keep it real simple, because that was my whole premise, right? My whole premise is networking, building relationships, and marketing. So 2 years within my podcast, I was interviewing people, once again, marketing strategies, relationship building, things of that nature. And then in 2017, Hurricane Harvey hit, and I had time, and I listened to about 60-something interviews, took those interviews, and I wrote my second book, Success Undefined, right? And one thing in those interviews I would ask my guests, I was like, how do you define success? How do you define success? Because corporate is not what they told me, entrepreneurship is not what they told me, I'm still young, I'm trying to figure this thing out, so how do you define success? Took those quotes, and I released my second book. And then, what else, right? So once again, people are like, okay, Michelle, you got the book, you got the podcast, you're doing interviews. How do you do it all? Once again, I'm like, I don't know, I gotta do something. I'm just doing it. So in December 2017, sitting at home, I'm looking at all the books on my bookshelf, all the business books, marketing books, pull them down, studying them, going through them, and I realized there are 7 things that it takes to build a personal brand. And that's when I came up with the 7 steps to creating an influential personal brand. So we might get into that later. And then earlier this year, I launched the African American Marketing Association. The thing is, I had the idea for that association in December 2013. Was that 6 years ago? But I didn't have the network, I didn't have the relationships, I didn't have the leadership ability, I didn't have the skills, I didn't have the money. I can go on and on, right? I didn't have the capacity to launch an association when I had the initial idea. So this networking journey is not, let me go to an event, collect some business cards, right? It's about nurturing relationships for the past 6 years. And a lot of those relationships started right here and have branched out the other way. Okay? So I'm going to share with you the tips, things that I learned along the way, on how I've been able to maximize my networking ability. Does that sound fair? Yes. All right. I'm already getting clapped. Right. So the first thing is really about mindset, right? It's about mindset. Lots of times we have this negative connotation of networking. It's just negative, Before it used to be door-to-door sales, whether it's at home or at the business, at the office. Now you get a scam likely on your phone. I'm not answering this. I don't need insurance, I don't need whatever's going on, right? So we have this negative connotation about networking. And we have to do away with it. So my favorite quote is, you never know who you're going to meet and what it may lead to. Right? You never know who you're going to meet and what it may lead to. And if you just clear your head of all negativity and have an open mind when you go to an event, well, not even an event, when you just go out, just when you step out of your house for the day, you never know this dynamic person in front of you that you can meet and possibly grow a relationship with, that personal or may lead to business. Alright. So as I stated, in 2013 I was going through a transition, right? I'm in grad school, I know I need to transition and grow my career, and I was stuck. But I'm a business person, I think I'm pretty business savvy, and I always hear about, you gotta have a business plan, you have to have a marketing plan. So I was like, why not a networking plan? Yeah, right. It's simple sound. And it doesn't have to be 40 pages. You know, it could be 4 lines. And but I sat down and I created this networking plan. And it's like, okay, Michelle, so what's the objective here, right? I need a new career by this date. So a lot of us are going to conference, right, in a couple of weeks, right? So I need something new. I need a new career by this date. What's the goal, right? And the goal can vary, right? Your objective can vary, but your goal can vary. You might have a goal like, okay, I just want to meet 2 quality people tonight at this event, right? Because I believe in quality conversations versus quantity of business cards. Quality conversations over quantity of business cards. Because what happens is when I meet you here, right? You're not connected on LinkedIn last time, y'all. But when I meet y'all, or when I meet you tonight, like, hey Michelle, I'm gonna follow up with you on Monday. When you call me, I want to be in a position to recollect who you are. I want to go like, I have the blue jacket. Like, okay, and But if Kira calls me on Monday, I'm like, yeah, we met at the Black NBMBAA event. You told me you had a job interview with a law firm today called David and Associates. They're looking for a social media. Like, I can recollect the conversation we had. Right? That's what we talked about earlier. I'm not sure this. Okay. So that's what I mean by quality of conversation over quantity of business cards. Because then when you are going to those business cards, and you don't call them. I'm guilty. Like you did. I'm guilty. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to teach y'all my mistakes so y'all can be better than me. Okay? No, so what's the goal? Another thing is, especially with conference coming up, 10,000 plus people we're going to expect downtown? That's a lot of people. That's a different type of goal, right? So you're going to have to figure out what's going to work for you, especially if you're going to the career fair or whatnot. But even in that instance, you still want to engage in quality conversation. And we're going to get into that later. Also on the networking plan, this is so important. Who do you want to meet, right? Targeted people. The who can be singular or plural, right? There are some people you need to meet this person for this specific reason, right? And then there's other people, maybe it's types of people that you need to meet, especially in your business, right? So maybe you need to find your target audience, right? And I always tell people, so I'm a marketer, starting a marketing association, right? But if I'm going to get a client, I'm probably not going to go to the American Marketing Association event, right? I might go to, like, the legal, I'm going to go where the lawyers are, right? Because I'm targeting the lawyer. Does that make sense? Right? So when it comes to targeted people, you may have a singular person,
or a list of people that you're trying to meet, or you might have a group, a target audience type that you're trying to meet. And that also goes with interests and events. Because I believe when you know the person you're trying to meet or the group of people you're trying to meet, you know where to find them, right? Because the networking plan is all about strategy. This isn't the time to grab things for a happy hour. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. But I think that's why some people do get frustrated with networking, because you're having drinks and it's like, sorry, that $50 alcohol, is that just me? That's why I'm like, oh, I spent $50 on drinks and I don't got no contacts. No, but seriously, having a networking plan is all about strategy, right? If you need to be strategic at this point in your life, you have to have a plan. Nothing wrong with happy hour, trust me, I like to have a good time. I'm having a good time up here. But if you know you need to look for a job, you need a career move, or you need to add clients to your business, you need to increase your portfolio, let's put a plan of action to it, okay? The last thing is budget. That's important to me. I do have a financial background, and at the time when I wrote my book, I was trying to read a lot of the other networking books. I felt like they were coming from high-level corporate executives, entrepreneurs that were closing 6- and 7-figure deals, and that's fine. I just wasn't there with it. I was a young professional at one time. And I'm like, networking is expensive. It's expensive. If you do it right, it's expensive, right? And lots of times, it's not the $20 event that's gonna hurt us, but it's the accumulation of events, organizations, with membership here is $150, right? I'm a member. Membership with AAMA, when you sign up, that's $150, right? Everyone has their annual banquet, galas, conferences, right? So just be mindful when you're making those moves to put a budget in your plan, but that's your financial nerdy week. All right, so we have a plan, right? We're at home, we're here, I see people taking notes, we have our plan. So now that you're about to step out, what are you gonna say? And that's what the core message is about. Now, a lot of us were familiar with the elevator pitch. And I decided to broaden it a bit with the core message. Because several of us, we have our pitch. We know how to introduce ourselves. But it's a skill to carry a conversation. It's an art to carry a conversation. And I'm not perfect, okay? I don't know everything, but I've learned from my mistakes. I have seen people fumble after the introduction, right? So your core message is the extension of your elevator pitch. So once you introduce yourself, hi, my name is Michelle Ngome, I'm president of the African American Marketing Association. Can you carry that conversation with your expertise? Does that make sense? Something different? Can you carry that conversation, sharing your wealth of knowledge? Maybe sharing the problems and challenges that you're having. Better yet, providing solutions to the person that you're talking to, that they're able to express their challenges and problems that they're having, right? At the same time, you want your message, your conversation to be concise, flexible, right? So lots of times, I've been in situations where, I hate using this example, but it happens all the time, where someone will introduce, we're exchanging intros, and we're like, I'm a real estate agent. So, okay, great. So we're talking about real estate. I'm not in the market, but whatever. So we're talking about real estate, and conversations going, and it's like, oh, well, I make bracelets, and I sell cookies. And the thing is, nothing's wrong with that, because we're all multi-talented, we're multifaceted people. But the problem is, when we meet someone, we categorize people, right? We put people in a box. So it's like, I had you in the real estate box, so I can refer people to you. We've all been there before. We've had that conversation with those people, right? And then it's like, okay, well, how long have you been doing real estate? Well, I just started 6 months ago. And then now you're, go through it. I'm just saying, well, it's hard. Make sure you're not. No, but it's like, okay, now you're trying to start this other business. But we categorize people. It's by default, right? So if you're operating two businesses and I just met you, I don't know how to utilize you. And I know this is not the best language, but this is the truth. Okay? So lead with what you want to be known for. What do you want to be known for? How do you want to make your money? Because I'm in a good place right now where everything I do is marketing, right? I'm a marketing manager at a law firm, I have a marketing company. When I walk out this room, if you don't know anything else about Michelle Ngome, you should know that I'm a marketer. Okay? But if I walk out this room and 10 different people are saying things about me outside of my career, like that's a problem. I didn't do a good job. Right? So whatever you want your moneymaker to be, lead with that. That should be your elevator pitch. This could be your business, it could be the career move, the job that you're looking for, or whatever it is, lead with that, because that's the most important thing. So I love cartoons, comics, gotta teach a sense of humor. All right, so it says, I got an elevator pitch, an escalator pitch, and just to be safe, a stairway pitch. And I love that because once again, you never know who you're gonna meet and what it's gonna lead to. You don't know where the conversation is gonna take you. And are you gonna be able to carry the conversation literally wherever it goes, right? All right, so people ask me all the time, Michelle, how do you keep in touch with everyone? And the truth is, I don't, right? Let's just be honest. I don't. But I am addicted to social media. I'm very addicted to my phone and social media. So think of LinkedIn as your online Rolodex, right? So when you are getting these business cards, connect with them on LinkedIn. My favorite thing when it comes to having a conversation, see a lot of people, they don't know how to close a conversation when it comes to networking. Yeah, I'm the queen of closing conversations. So, I'm like, hey, so do you have a business card? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Well, are you on? Sorry. People look at me crazy. When you know people, it's like, all right. So it's like, okay, so do you have a business card? I'm like, yeah, I have a business card. I'm like, okay. So when they give me their business card, I'm like, okay, are you on LinkedIn? And like, yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. I say, great, I'm gonna connect with you on LinkedIn. It's nice meeting you. Okay. That's it. Right? And then I connect with them on LinkedIn. Now, a lot of us are on LinkedIn, but we don't use it, right? So then that's the other thing. You're like, yes, I'm on LinkedIn, but I'm not active. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to connect with you on LinkedIn, and I'll shoot you an email, and we can schedule whatever we need to schedule. Once again, it depends on how the conversation goes. But once I mention that social media, or we need to exchange social media, I'm wrapping up the conversation. So if I do that tonight, don't slap me. Those are one of my tips. Okay? A lot of people struggle with that, right? So LinkedIn is your online Rolodex. When people are like, hey Michelle, do you know any graphic designers? I'm like, okay, give me a minute. I go to LinkedIn, I can graphic design, and I go through my contacts. And that's how I recruit people. Because there's no way I can keep up with so many people. So utilize LinkedIn. And if you're not on LinkedIn, ask them, okay, well, what's your preferred social media platform to connect? Right. And most people tell you Facebook, Instagram. And we're at a point where we're connecting with people like on the spot. Okay? Everyone has their phones. Show you a treat. Do y'all have the LinkedIn app? All right, so y'all know how to find people?
Yes, if they have it on.
If they have the GPS on?
Yeah.
Does everyone know how to do that? All right, so if you have the LinkedIn app, I have an Android, so don't hate on me.
What's that supposed to be?
I mean, it's, we got Team iPhone, Team Android. All right, so if you have the LinkedIn app, if you hit the people icon, And then I have a blue dot on the right-hand side, and it gives you 3 options. You can add contacts, scan QR code, find nearby. Y'all see that? These right here. That's the QR code right there.
Oh, this, okay.
All right. So you have a blue dot, and it should have like the person icon, or was it a plus? Taking me back to my teaching days. You walk around the class. Is your GPS on? You have to have your GPS on. Okay. Yeah, and then it said find nearby. Thank you. All right. So if people are on LinkedIn, you should be able, if you're on LinkedIn, you should see the people in this room appear when it says find nearby. And this is great when you're at conference in 2 weeks. It is a little quiet around here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I see people popping up. I'm already connected with them. Is it working?
No, but just the idea that it will work.
It will work. It's taking its time.
I got 4 people.
4 people? Okay.
4 of y'all in this room.
So I'll give y'all a few minutes, let's do this. So this is a quick way, well, it's supposed to be quick. A quick way to connect with people. Okay? So instead of typing people's names and looking them up one by one, especially if you're at professional development events, this is a good way to connect pretty quickly. Okay? So I use LinkedIn to manage a lot of my business professional contacts. Right? Recently, I just partnered with Covve. Covve is an app. It also syncs to your LinkedIn account. And what I like about this is the fact that it reminds you to reach out to people. Right? I think lots of times we do think about people who need a contact, but life happens, we're all busy. But this app, it will remind you, like, hey, you speak to Carrie on a quarterly basis. It's time to email me. So I can shoot Carrie the email. Right? Another thing that I like about the app is, since it's connected to LinkedIn, and then you have, especially these Fortune 500 companies, that they make the news, the headline news, or when press releases go out, it'll say something like, MiraWorks, we'll say AT&T has a new CEO, has a new president. MiraWorks at AT&T, check to see if she's affected. Check to see if her job's affected or something like that. And I think that's pretty savvy. Because lots of times when you reach out to people, it's like, I'm thinking about you, but I don't know what to say, right? Or I don't want to reach out to this person only when I need something. So this app Covve, it kind of helps you nudge when you need to contact someone, whether it's on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis, and then if there's headline news with their employer, it'll kind of feed that information to you as well. So there's a free version, and there's a paid version for $9.99 a month. And I've been using it for the past couple of months, and I really like it. That's how I manage a lot of my contacts. No fancy system, nothing spectacular, but just using the tools that are literally at our fingertips. Okay. So y'all ready for the next one? All right. So once again, networking is a lot of work. It's daunting. People don't like it, but I think we can make it fun, right? At least I had fun. And at that time, 2013, when I was really focused on networking, my brother was my networking partner. And we would divide and conquer the city of Houston, literally. So he had his plan, I had my plan, and every week we would discuss what events we're going to. And sometimes we go to the same events, or we go to different events. And this is the way it works with the networking plan. So say, for instance, you have a colleague that's also, they're trying to make some transitions or whatever. And it's like, okay, not just heard Michelle speak, let's try to put this to use. whatever we're working on, whatever your objective is, right? And you go. So my brother, he will go to an event and he'll send me an email that night. He'll be like, hey, I met such and such. I think this is a good person. And then I'll connect with them on Wednesday. I'm like, hey, you met my brother at this event. He told me about you. How can I help you, right? Or this is another way to do a warm introduction via email, right? And my brother would initiate the email, like, hey, I met you last night. I was telling you about my sister. This is my sister. Right? So that's if we were at two different events. If we were at the same event, it's easy to say, he will work one room, I'll work the other room. But this is perfect when you do an immediate face-to-face form introduction, right? Because we're like, literally nod, or like, hey, da-da-da. I'm like, hey, Dan, this is my brother Chris. He focuses on SEO. He said he needs some help or whatever. Bam. Because lots of times when we do go into these environments, we come to an event by ourselves and we don't know where to start with a conversation, right? Or how do I just walk up to someone? So if you have a partner in crime that you can provide a private room or can help you with more introductions, it speeds up the process. So I would encourage you to get a networking partner. A lot of us have our business besties, we have our gym partners, right? Why not a networking partner? All right. And the last thing, you have to add value. Right? Anything that you do, you have to add value. So how can you be a resource to all of these people that you come across? I think lots of times we think about the end goal. Right? You think about, I need to apply for this job, right? I need this client by the end of the month. But at the end of the day, the only thing you really need is the introduction to this person sitting next to you, right? How can you add value? There's a method to the madness. Network, navigate and nurture. Network is the people in the room. We are a network. Our common interest is Black MBA. We're here for a reason. Now it's up to us if we're gonna nurture a relationship, one or two relationships in here. And then for us to navigate, it's navigating the professional lane, it's navigating the visual space. How are you gonna meet and maneuver people in the city of Houston in order for you to grow personal and professional development? You have to add value, So you meet someone, connect on LinkedIn, it's like, hey, came across this article, I remember the conversation, I thought about you, and then the link. Another thing, I think sometimes we feel like when, I'm not even going to that, I'm just gonna keep it real. I hate when people hoard relationships. I hate when people like you can't tell me you know this person because you're not gonna miss any money. Like that money's not for you. What's meant for you is meant for you, right? So if I want to connect Chris with Carrie, Corey, or whoever, like I should connect them. Like I shouldn't be worried about, they're building business together and they left me out. Like it's not about me. It's about putting two people together in order for them to grow. And I think there's a lot of things that hurt our community, but I think that's one of them.
That's a book.
So like connect people together. It doesn't have to be about you. Let people be successful in their own lane. And the stuff evolves. So it's about adding value. And you are a resourceful person if you allow yourself to be the resourceful person. So share your resources. All right. And my tagline, I believe personal connection leads to an influential network. Thanks for networking with Michelle. So I'm here on behalf of the African American Marketing Association. So if you have any questions, be glad to assist you with that. We are a new association fostering for personal and professional development for Black marketers and entrepreneurs here in Houston. And this is definitely my baby, my project. So I'm just glad to be here where the Black NBAA has laid a foundation for me, and I feel like I'm coming to the circle. So thanks for having me tonight. And if you have any questions, let me know, and then you can always connect with me online.
Where are you from? You from born and raised here?
Born and raised here?
Yeah.
No, my parents are from Cameroon, West Africa, but I've been in Houston for 19 years. Any questions? Yes.
I'm also a big proponent of networking, but one of the drawbacks or one of the issues that I run into is you meet people and then 3 years later you're looking at a job or something and you happen to know someone who's there. You've not followed up with that person for 3 years, and it looks like it's just one of those things. Hey, how you doing? What's up? I was just thinking about you. Oh, by the way, there's this job here. And that's one of the things that makes it seem to be, it's for my benefit only. And I recognize that's not how this should be. Any tips or any advice on do you set up any type of specific timeframes you follow with people? Do you follow with them on multiple occasions?
So it varies, right? So I definitely have my friends and colleagues here, so that's one thing. And then you just have the network, right? Where I see you often enough, but we don't have a relationship. Now, me personally, I believe in the power to ask. So I'm gonna ask.
Oh, I ended up doing the same thing. But
So that's just the confidence I have. And everyone's different, but I believe you have to go in with a good intention, right? Regardless of what they say, you have to go in with a good intention, right? Whether it's like, hey, I came across this job posting with your company. I know we haven't spoken in a while. Can we jump on the phone for 10, 15 minutes and talk about this? Me personally, I respect that versus, hey girl, how you doing? So everything's good. And then you text me the next day, oh, I forgot to ask you. Come on now. But that's me personally. Everyone moves different, everyone receives different. But I do think being direct is the best way to go. And just be honest, like, hey, I saw this job posting. I saw that you work for this company. But I also think with that, like, ask about the company culture too. This is just for everyone. Not just the position, because we all need to get paid, but like, what's the company culture like? And lots of times you don't have the luxury to ask that question. So if you know someone that works for a specific company, definitely ask about it. Anyone else? Yes.
So how do you kind of balance having a full-time job and then also, running a marketing firm and then also running a marketing association?
I don't. I don't balance. I have my days. It's hard.
So what would like a typical day look like for you?
Typical day, I wake up at 6:30, work out for 30 minutes, get ready for work, get to work at 8 o'clock. At work until 5 o'clock. If I go straight home, get home by 5:30, eat, fight, sleep. And then I'll probably, from like 7 to 11, I'm trying to work on something. So that could be catching up on emails, preparing for this presentation this week. I have a presentation next week, Friday. So 7-11 could be a variety of things, maybe taking a few personal phone calls here and that time as well. Try to go to bed 12 o'clock latest. And I still have fun, I enjoy my life.
The reason I'm asking, so I kind of have like a similar situation. I do marketing for the National University Council. And then I do that by day. And then by night, I work with clients. And, I'm working on an MBA. And so I've found it very challenging. I'm trying to be more regimented, so I wake up at 5. I, work on my consulting business for 2 hours before I get to work. Then after work, I go straight to my school, and I work for about 4 hours, and I go to bed, and I do it all over again.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But it's just like, I guess what I'm asking is, when do you get to that point where you can scale? So like, how have you, over the past couple of years, through your networking relationships, utilized that to scale your business while maintaining what you currently do?
So I will say this, because when I was in school, I didn't have a social life. I just didn't. Even the first 5 years that I've been building this business, I didn't have a social life, right? And it was literally this year I told myself, like, Michelle, I need to spend more time with friends and family, celebrating people and all this kind of stuff. So I had to make a conscious decision to do that, but I also think you have to be aware of this stage, that you're in your life. So as far as scaling, I also think it's a stage, right? So you have to understand what's on your plate, and you have to understand what your capacity looks like. Because everyone is not built the same, right? Some people might have a flimsy styrofoam plate, some people might have something solid, right? I don't know. From my vantage point, how much time in school do you have left?
So I have 1 year, like I graduated in May.
I just think you have to be mindful of transitions. I think sometimes you have to keep things level just so you can get through them. And then once you get through the school, maybe that's the time to scale. But everyone's different. Like I know for me, I'm not good at long-term projects. So when people ask me for long-term commitments, it's immediate no, right? But if you said, hey, Michelle, can you come speak? Yeah, I can dedicate 2 hours and come speak. Because I know my strength is in short-term commitments. Was that help?
Yeah.
And I'll give you my information so we can there was questions back here earlier.
Oh yeah, so I'm in the tech industry, and sometimes when I go to networking events, some technical people can be a little awkward. So do you have any tips and tricks to like exit stage left whenever things get a little, weird?
I serious, like you have to ask. I try to say the business card from the end. Like, when I answer the business card, that's the end. So y'all don't business card when you're here. But when I ask for the business card, that's probably the end of the conversation.
But some people want to, keep going, like, paying attention to those social cues doesn't always,
And I get it.
Yeah.
They're weird people, and I have my expertise. But I mean, left side, hard side. Okay. Well, I see someone over there. I just excuse yourself to the bathroom. The restaurant. Don't try to sit somewhere there. Oh, let me make a phone call. No, let your phone vibrating in your face. I think there was a question right there.
I had a question. I think I'm good at networking, but I have came to like a barrier when I do connect with people and I do see people in different events. When I reapproach them or come to talk to them, they're very closed off. But I'm seeing them 2 or 3 times at the same kind of events. I'm like, oh, well, evidently we have like stuff in common and we're going to the same places. What do you do? I basically already know what they do, but how can we partner up and collaborate? And that's when breaks go up.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been feeling a lot lately. So I've never been able, even the organizations I'm a part of, I've never been able to get through that part. So it was just like very difficult. I think it's really with mixed male and female organizations. I've just never been able, it's always been stops in front of it,
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, that's why I put so much emphasis on nurturing the relationship. Right? Because it just takes time.
Yeah.
And the key about collaborating is I have to know you the quality of your work, the quality of your reputation
Right.
before we collaborate.
Right,
You know, so people are just not gonna collaborate
right.
just, it sounds good in theory, but I don't know you. Like, I could collaborate with a lot of other people,
Right.
you know? And then even with that, you gotta have some things laid out with the collaboration. And you may know why you wanna collaborate with them, but if they don't know you yet, it's gonna be hard. So the thing I would encourage you to do,
But I know a lot of people around this person.
but do they know you?
Yes,
Do they know your work?
yes. Like, I know his publicist, I know, like, some of the people that actually work with him hand in hand, like, I know, like, 3 or 4 people around him. And then when I did talk to him, he was just really out of hand and abrupt, and I was like, okay, this is not a good relationship. This would not work out for me because it wasn't, accepting as all the other times that I have met him. And then the last time it just was like out of control.
And you know, that might be it.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're not able to communicate with him now,
Right,
there's no way you're going to be able to communicate with him better within
Right.
that collaborative space.
right. But I'm glad I found that out, 4 or 5 minutes later.
But it takes a while.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why I put so much emphasis on the personal brand too. I didn't go over that tonight, but your reputation really does precede you.
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously, I like to think I have a good relationship with the Black NBA, right? But even with that, I know past presidents, the current president, people on the board. So for me, and then having an association, like we talked about this in February, but it's September. So things just take time. Like it's a no-brainer, but it takes time.
Yeah.
So be patient with yourself and just keep doing work. And it's gonna come a time where people are coming to you, asking you to collaborate.
Right.
And then you have to make that decision.
Right. I mean, I understand that. It's just, it seems like everybody wants you to sign on with them, but then they don't want to do that with you. So I had to stop that and just focus on me and build my stuff up from where I need to go. Because once I found out where everybody's directions was going, then I was like, okay, that's not really what I want to do. So I'm just.
So collaboration.
I'm talking about partnerships.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because I'm about to record a podcast on this. It sounds fun and it sounds good in theory, but at the end of the day, things have to be aligned.
Yeah.
And if there's no alignment, Any other questions?
We have time for 2 more questions if there's any more.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you expand on the conversation bit? I think we've all kind of fallen prey of the awkward silence after the intro. So tips and tricks on how to continue that conversation.
To continue the conversation?
Or even start, well, not to initially start, because of course elevator intro is easy, but after you do the intro, how would you suggest keeping it or nurturing, or starting that nurturing process?
The conversation. So after we part ways?
No, so we do our elevator. Oh, hey, how you doing? My name is, we do. And then it's that awkward silence where you have to create that nurturing conversation to build.
So what's your name?
Jessica.
What do you do, Jessica?
I'm a teacher.
How was your day today? It was great. What made it great?
Took a test and had labs.
What do you teach?
Biology.
Biology? What grade?
9th grade.
I remember biology. Okay. So what's the thing you're most excited about? Huh?
And just like,
Yeah. You don't know what you're excited about? That's my go-to question.
There's awkwardness. I am most excited about recently my birthday, so I'm excited about that.
When's your birthday?
October 29th.
Hello. Okay. I thought you were gonna say something else because my birthday's coming up.
I really need that.
September 25th.
Oh, when's it? Little birthday?
I'm a Libra.
Libra. Okay, interesting.
So how was that conversation? How was that conversation? So I think,
I said slightly awkward.
no, I think if you have a couple of go-to questions, I think another one I have is, so what brings you out today? Why did you decide to come to this event? I think that's always a good question. Well, I'm looking for, I heard this, I'm a member, that's always a good question. Are you a member? And it's like, oh, I'm thinking about being a member. Can you tell me, how's your experience been? So that's a good question with the organization. You can always ask about side hustles. Are you working? What do you do outside of work? What are you working on in current projects? Those are good questions. So I have a handful, I literally, when I say networking plan, I literally have this stuff written out, on a Google document. And now I just kind of flow with things, but I still have some things in the arsenal. But yeah.
Is the networking plan in your book?
I hope so. I'm not selling my book right now. They're looking on the 24th meeting? Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Did you actually write it?
What?
I'm just asking. Some people don't write their own books, seriously.
I wrote it.
You wrote it, okay. All right. Just want to make
I
sure.
wrote both books.
Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been told, and I actually see from you right now how you put a sense of humor in your conversations. How much of humor can you have? I'm going for the NBA conference, right? And someone already told me that when you're having a conversation, I immediately ask you, oh, so when you see yourself in 5 years, I'm like, okay, in a rich mansion. I'm like, okay, no, seriously, So how much of humor really can you put into a conversation?
Oh man, I think you just have to have discernment and kind of gauge people. Black MBA, I like that, I guess it also depends on the environment, right? So if you're actually at the conference, it might be a little stuffy, but if it's after the conference and it's more of a social setting, maybe a little bit more humor can go into it. But I think you really have to gauge the person, the conversation, how the conversation is flowing. I think for me now as a speaker, it's a little bit different. I come to my events early, I introduce myself. As soon as I came here, I introduced myself, right? Fatima, right?
Yes.
Kira, right? Okay, I introduced myself to a handful of people, I had conversations, and I'm able to insert that into my presentation. At the same time, this is home. I'm at the Black MBA. I come to 1 or 2 events a year. I know these people, I know several people in here, so it's easy for me to just, be myself. So just, you have to fill people out. There's a common way for everything.
All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. And Michelle, how can we follow up with you after this if we didn't get a chance to ask you questions?
Yeah, so first and last name, Michelle Ngome, michellengome.com. You can follow me on Instagram for the cool stuff, Facebook for the real stuff, and LinkedIn for the professional stuff.
Thank you again.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that presentation with the Black MBA and African American Marketing Association, Maximizing Your Networking Ability. If you are in Houston, Texas, I want to remind you the Black MBA Conference is September 24th through the 28th. Other events going on, Saturday, September 28th is the Nigerian Culture Day Parade. Be sure to check that out. And then on November 16th, I am speaking at the Ivery Arie HTX Experience. I'm elated about that. That'll be my first fireside chat. So those links will be in the show notes. Remember, I believe in you, and a personal connection leads to an influential network. Thanks for networking with Michelle.